What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Tackle Tuesday here on Joe Bob's Bass. Hope you guys are having a great week. It is currently like negative a billion in Minnesota. It is brutal. We're getting through the winter, guys. Only about 3 months until fishing opener here in Minnesota. Now, hopefully some open water before that as long as ice gets out, yada, yada, yada. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Today, I want to talk about some tackle storage techniques, items, things that I use to organize the tackle, whether I'm on my kayak, whether I'm on my boat, whether I'm sitting in the garage just going through boxes. This is kind of what I'm looking at for the most part, all right? First up, and this is one that's often overlooked. If you've got the space for it, whatever you're doing, right? If you're a bank fisherman, this might not be the best, right? But this is a spinnerbait box. This is just like a $7, $8 one from Plano. Got it at Cabela's. It's real simple, guys, and it's not massive. If you've got tons of spinnerbaits and chatterbaits, you might want to get something bigger. They do have a couple different sizes. But this one's just fantastic. As I like that you can very easily fill it with probably 10 or 12 spinnerbaits and another 10 or 12 chatterbaits. And you could even double up on at least those chatterbaits if you really wanted to fit some more in there. But it's really easy to see which one you're grabbing, what the colors are, and keep them all nice and kind of in a row and not just kind of thrown around. The spinnerbaits especially are tough because in like a normal flat tackle box, they don't fit in a lot of those different crevices that we'll kind of look at here on some of these next ones. This one, another kind of just Bass Pro Shops little tackle box, right? This would be great if you're like a bank fisherman and you just need something cheap, throw some stuff in. This one does have this bigger side over here, which you could fit in some spinnerbaits. I've got some buzz baits. This is kind of my little top water box for right now. And then I've just got some frogs, right? And it comes with dividers, so you can make those a little smaller. It'd be good for stuff like hooks, but another just really nice cheap option, right? Nothing crazy special about this. It's not going to be waterproof. It's not going to float. You're going to be pretty limited on what you can do with the dividers and all that, right? So keep that in mind, okay? Kind of then moving on to these, which I did make a video on these from Kastking. These are the Kastking tackle boxes. They're nice. They've got this big kind of one-sided clip on there, right, just on the bottom, a lot like the Plano Edge series, but they're like half the price, right? They've got a seal around the outside that keeps that water out, or actually kind of into if you're putting any hooks in there, because it's got a moisture wicker, so it's going to absorb all that water. You can easily take this out, replace it, piece of cake, right? I like this smaller one for my hooks. It's got lots of dividers, lots of little compartments, so I've got all of my just kind of miscellaneous terminal tackle in there, right? Some drop shot weights, some wacky hooks, some Nico hooks, some EWGs of all different sizes, right? The one thing is when you get to those bigger compartments, then you're taking away a lot of space, a lot of different, what should I say, like different sortability, as you should say, right? So I've got like a bunch of EWGs right here that are all a couple different sizes, right? So I actually like, and I'm getting some more of these, they're on their way, the bigger size, the 3800. This one is great for pretty much anything else, right? Again, not spinner baits, not going to be ideal for those kind of larger like buzz baits, probably not, but for jerk baits, crank baits, even, hooks. This thing comes with just as many dividers, and you can make them just as small as that smaller version, but it's got the potential to just be a little bit bigger, not take up a ton of space in your backpack, in your boat, whatever it might be, and really just fit some bigger items in there, all right? And that's pretty much it, guys. That's really all that I feel like I need. Again, I've got one. I guess I skipped this one. But again, just a Bass Pro Shops cheap one, but a bigger one. And this is just my jig box, right? Because jigs can kind of get tossed around and thrown around in there a little bit. I don't need anything super great, keeping all those different jigs in place and whatnot. So another, $8-10, it does the trick just fine, all right? So basically, guys, that's kind of the gist. I'm not super sophisticated. I'm not talking about having drawers, like if you've got a boat or if you've got whatever, a lot of that stuff is built in, right? Those newer bass boats and all that stuff, really any boats have different compartments, either for tackle boxes that may even come with the boat, or just room to store all these, right? My biggest thing is having it see-through, being able to see what you're looking for and what you're grabbing, and then just quality, right? I mean, like I said, some of those are cheaper and not a problem. Like I said, though, I've got some more of these Kastking ones on the way that I plan to replace those with, right? Having something that's not going to break, having something like this too that floats in the case that maybe it falls overboard for whatever reason, super, super convenient to have, all right? Last little tidbit that I want to talk about, and this is last because some people are probably not watching this video still. If you are, please leave a like, subscribe, appreciate you so much. Leave a comment on other tackle that you want to see, lure reviews, rods, reels, whatever. I love it all. But this one, I'm doing last because I don't think you can find it online. This is not something that I was able to search up and just find. This was a company, again, if you guys know me, I post a lot on TikTok. I've got several different companies that will send me invitations to order their products for free. They send them to me, but I'm never like sponsored, right? I'm not really wanting to be, but this is one of those companies. So it was via TikTok. Liu 501. I believe if you watch my Tackle Tuesday about getting ready to go to Florida, this was the box. I don't know how much I talked about it, but this thing is fantastic, guys. So if you know of something like this that I could maybe get another one or two of, let me know, because this thing is great. It's got, just starting up, this big top, opens, fits like soft plastics, great, right? There's another pouch in here, but you can put a bunch of soft plastics in that top. Love that. Then you go one more down here and you get the case, right? This thing is fantastic because it's got these dividers. It came with a couple more too. I took them out, but you can throw in your scale. You can throw in a bunch of big swim baits. You can throw in spinner baits and hang them on the things. You can put in jerk baits that way. I mean, you can do literally anything. This is like the size of a little briefcase, and sure, that might be, again, it's not a backpack, right? It's probably not ideal for like bank fishing and if you're traversing a lot. But if you're throwing this in your boat, I loved taking this thing to Florida to just throw it in the car, drive down there, and when I got out of the car, just walk up to the bank of any pond that I saw, throw this thing down next to me, and it was right there. And it had everything I need. I didn't have to have a backpack. I didn't have to have 6 of these with me. I just took everything that I needed, a bunch of these swim baits, a bunch of terminal tackle, some spinner baits, chatter baits, jerk baits, whatever, threw it in there, and it was awesome. So if you know of something on the market that's very similar to this, please let me know down below. I would love to check it out. This is, again, the Liu 501. Stay young, stay fishing is what it says on there. And again, sorry, can't find this anywhere online, but if you can, get one because I absolutely love it. Anyways, guys, have a great week. We will talk to you next time. Tight lines, go out and get some fish.